touchdown. Remember, they missed it and went to overtime. Just inside the 16, quarterback draw, Jalen Hurts. Touchdown. Loads, goes to the end zone. Jump ball, incomplete, and Alabama has won it. Your 2018 SEC champions.
2 timeouts for Texas. Oklahoma by 5. Murray lofts one up for Calcaterra.
Oh
what a catch! With the defender on him, it looked like he snared it with one hand. Grant Calcaterra with 2 minutes to go. Oklahoma, the first Power 5 team to win 4 straight conference titles since the Florida teams of the mid-90s, 93 to 96. First Oklahoma team to do it since the mid-80s under Barry Switzer.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Trent Davis, and I'm coming at you with another episode of the Sports Craze. The Clemson Notre Dame preview is already up, so check that one out. This one is about Oklahoma and Alabama. The Orange Bowl down in Florida, where they party. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, totally. Anyway, like I said, this is the Alabama-Oklahoma preview video, and I'm gonna give you some straight facts, some matchups to look forward to, and ultimately my prediction for what I think the end result of this game will be. Now, like I said, it is the Orange Bowl. It is December 29th at 8 o'clock on ESPN. This game will follow the Notre Dame-Clemson game, which is at 4 o'clock. So, you know, whatever you're doing December 29th, don't do nothing else other than watch football, because it's going to be a great day to watch football. Because I think you got like the Citrus Bowl or something, like with Florida and Michigan, I think, play before the Clemson Notre Dame. So football all day long. Be a great day to watch football. The spread in this game, the point spread in this game, is Alabama is a 14-point favorite. So a 2-touchdown favorite for the Crimson Tide, which is not really surprising considering how bad Oklahoma's defense is. So, you know, and Alabama's always going to be favored, it seems like. I can't remember the last time they were not favored. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, so going to get into it. The Alabama key players in this game. We got Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback for Alabama. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards with 37 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Now, granted, 2 of those 4 were in the SEC championship game against the Georgia Bulldogs, and which Tua definitely had his worst game of his career thus far. And of course, you know, Jalen Hurts came in and saved the day for the Crimson Tide as they beat Georgia 35-28. So, but if Tua's healthy, which is still kind of skeptical at this point, I think he'll play, to be honest with you. I think he'll get out there even if he's not 100%. I think he'll ultimately play. So he's a key player in how efficient he is throwing the ball. The wide receiver for Alabama, Jerry Jeudy, he's got 59 receptions for over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. He is their, what you call, deep threat. He is one of the fastest people or players in college football. He can burn any DB, any safety, anybody around the field. And how accurate Tua has been all year, that's just a deadly combo. So if Jerry Jeudy and Tua Tagovailoa can hook up a few times against Oklahoma and that Oklahoma defense, oh yeah, it's bad for Oklahoma fans. Now go to the defensive side of the ball. Quentin Williams, the defensive tackle for Alabama, he is a beast. He's got 8 sacks and 66 tackles throughout the year. He makes people double team him constantly, and he still gets through the backfield. He still gets tackles for loss, sacks, all that good stuff. He is a quarterback's worst nightmare. He will drive the quarterback crazy. He'll drive Kyler Murray crazy. Now Murray can maybe escape from him, but you know it's going to be a tough challenge for Kyler Murray to keep on getting away from Quentin Williams. And the linebacker for Alabama, Dylan Moses, he's got 76 tackles and 3.5 sacks. Those 76 tackles lead the team, and he just flies all around the field. He is their, I guess you'd call, a quarterback of the defense. Linebacker, he calls all the plays. He does all that good stuff. So he is a very big key to this game. And if they can slow down Kyler Murray and the Oklahoma offense, it'll be mainly because of Dylan Moses and how he orchestrates that defense and how they play. Now, for the Oklahoma key players, of course, you got to start with the Heisman Trophy winner, Kyler Murray, thrown for over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. Insane. And just, I mean, those are video game numbers. Like, that's just crazy. Both running backs will be key. Trey Sermon and Kennedy Brooks, they both have 24 touchdowns total, not a piece. That'd be insane. But they got 12 touchdowns apiece, which equals 24. They're going to be key in this game. If they can run the ball against that Alabama defense, that's going to allow Kyler Murray and that passing attack to get more one-on-one matchups, not have so many, like they'll be crowding the box more and having more one-on-one matchups. Or you could argue Alabama's most weakest part of their whole team is, except for kicking, is their corner, is their secondary. They're really young in secondary, so if Oklahoma can run the ball, make those safeties come up and try to stop the run, that allows their wide receivers to get one-on-one matchups and possibly get some big plays for the Sooners. And speaking of the wide receivers for Oklahoma, CeeDee Lamb, he's a wide receiver for Oklahoma. He's got over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's going to be a big player in this game if Marquise Brown cannot play. Marquise Hollywood Brown is Oklahoma's main target all year. He got hurt in the Big 12 championship game against the Texas Longhorns. I think I don't know if he broke his foot or leg. It was pretty bad. It did not look good for him that day after, he got hurt. So it's still up in the air if he'll be able to play. And even if he plays, he definitely won't be 100%. So with him possibly not being 100%, CeeDee Lamb has to step up. He has to get open, have to fool some Alabama DBs and try to get some space for Kyler Murray to throw it to him, because he's going to be one of the most important people in this game. And even how bad Oklahoma's defense has been this year, they still got a pretty good linebacker in Kenneth Murray. He's got over 140 tackles. That's insane. 140 tackles on through what, 13 games? That's crazy, with 4 sacks. He's kind of like the same thing as Dylan Moses. He kind of runs the defense. He can, he doesn't, obviously Oklahoma's defense hasn't done that great this year, but he still gets a lot of tackles, makes a lot of big plays for him when the defense needs a stop. So he'll be a big player in this game. He's got to try to fool Tua or Jalen Hurts, whoever plays quarterback for Alabama. He has to try to disguise some things and get Tua and into some coverages he hasn't seen before, or just kind of get him uncomfortable. So Kenneth Murray, he's going to be a key player in this game. Now I'm about to give you some matchups to look forward to, just like I did with the Clemson Notre Dame preview. I gave you some statistics to be able to see what team is better and what team ultimately, whatever team does better, will ultimately win the game. Points per game, Alabama is second in the country, Oklahoma is first. So we got the top 2 teams in the country who score the most. So it should be, if you look at this, you say this should be a high scoring game. Oklahoma's first and Alabama's second. Rushing yards per game, you got Alabama 33rd in the country, and you got Oklahoma 11th in the country. So another statistic pointing towards the Sooners, which is very interesting. Alabama's kind of lower than what I thought, but they have been throwing the ball all year long with Tua Tagovailoa, that they really haven't needed to run the ball as much as they have in years past. So Oklahoma does have an advantage there. Now, defensive points allowed per game, this is where Oklahoma fans, if you want to shut the video off now, I don't blame you, because it's going to get a little bad from here on out. Defensive points allowed per game, Alabama is 4th in the country, Oklahoma is 91st. 91st. That's not good. So Oklahoma's got to slow down Alabama's offense somehow, or else they're going to be in trouble. Passing yards allowed per game, Alabama's 24th in the country, which is a little bit, kind of high. than you usually see Alabama. But still, that doesn't compare to where Oklahoma's at. Oklahoma is 128th in the country in passing yards allowed. To put that into perspective, there's 130 teams in the FBS. There's only 2 teams worse than Oklahoma that are worse in passing yards given up per game. Now, I know Oklahoma plays in the Big 12, but still, that is horrendous. That has to scare Oklahoma fans and make Alabama fans smile from ear to ear. Passing yards allowed per game is pretty equal. Alabama's 9th in the country. Oklahoma is 8th. Both quarterbacks, they're a reason why these two finished top 2 in the Heisman voting. They can throw the ball. They can kill defenses throwing the ball. Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa. So not really big shocker there. Both those quarterbacks are really good, and that's why the teams are so high up passing yards per game. Takeaways per game, Alabama is 38th in the country. Oklahoma is 123rd. That's not good for Oklahoma fans again. Now, Alabama's not quite as high as I thought they would be. 38th isn't that great, but they're still a solid defense. They still don't give you much. Oklahoma, on the other hand, they don't make you make hardly any mistakes. So that's not good for Oklahoma. They need to turn the ball. They need to make Alabama turn the ball over in this game for Oklahoma to have a chance to win this game. All right, in opponent third down conversions per game, this is one of the biggest factors in this game, in my opinion. Whatever defense can stop the other's offense from converting on third downs will ultimately win the game. And I have Alabama is 13th in the country in stopping people on third down conversions. Oklahoma is 121st. So when Oklahoma's defense gets in third downs, they are one of the worst teams in the country in stopping them from getting a first down. So that is not good. Oklahoma's defense has got to stop Alabama some way. And looking at these statistics, it don't look good for Oklahoma, considering how explosive Alabama's offense has been this year. So, those are the statistics that I got for you. Hope you liked them. Now, I'm going to give you two little things to look forward to in this game that ultimately will decide who wins this game. Oklahoma's offense has got to score a lot of points in this game. So Kyler Murray and that Oklahoma offense has got to score at least, I say they got to score at least 42 points. If they don't score more than 42 points, Alabama is going to win this game. So Kyler Murray and that Oklahoma offense has to light it up against Alabama's defense. And Nick Saban, the thing in this, the teams he struggled with in the past has been mobile quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson. Who else? Jared Stidham. I know he's not really a dual threat, but he can run. Who else? Chad Kelly. He struggled against him. Nick Marshall a few years ago. So those quarterbacks all could run the ball pretty good. And Kyler Murray is better than all those players that run in the ball to being a dual threat quarterback, running and passing the ball. So Kyler Murray has to light it up in this game. He has to really look like the Heisman winner. He has to outplay Tua Tagovailoa by a lot because Oklahoma's defense is not nearly as good as Alabama's offense. Oklahoma's defense is not as nearly as good as Alabama's defense. So Kyler Murray's got a lot of pressure, and he's got to step up. He's got to step up to the plate. Ironic because he plays baseball, but he's got to step up to the plate and play amazing in this game. And another thing to look forward to is the other side of the ball. Not really the other side of the ball. Special teams. Now I know you're not thinking, all these high-scoring offenses. I don't think there's gonna be too many field goals attempted in this game. You look at special teams. Oklahoma has a clear advantage. If it comes down to a late field goal or something like that, or Oklahoma's defense actually can step up in the red zone, and Alabama's kicking woes has not been good. If it comes down to a kick or punts, all that stuff, Oklahoma has an edge there as well. So I feel like if Alabama or Oklahoma can hold Alabama to field goals, that's good. But they got to be able to do that. If they can't do that, they're in trouble. Now, for my prediction for this game, I think it's going to be a pretty close game. A lot of people are saying Alabama's going to blow Oklahoma out by 28, 35. Oklahoma's not going to get one stop the whole game. It's going to be like 70-45 or something. I don't see that happening. When you have a month to prepare for an offense, I think Oklahoma's going to be able to slow down some things for Alabama. Now, will it be enough? Ultimately, I don't think so. I think Alabama is going to be too tough. They're too talented. They're too good on both sides of the ball to win the game. Now, however, I still think Kyler Murray will have a great game. I still think he will prove why he is the Heisman winner. But I just don't think the defense for Oklahoma is not good enough to withstand Alabama's offense, even with the injured or not 100% Tua Tagovailoa. So ultimately, in the end, I have the Alabama Crimson Tide beating the Oklahoma Sooners in a pretty high-scoring game. I have Alabama winning 49-35, right where the spread is at 14 points. Like I said, I think Kyler Murray will score a lot of points against Alabama, but it won't be enough. I think Alabama will score 2 touchdowns more, and Alabama will move on to the College Football Playoff National Championship game to play yet again my Clemson Tigers. And if you didn't know that because you didn't watch my other video, go watch Clemson Notre Dame preview. Although I just gave it away. It doesn't matter. Go watch it anyway. Anyway, I'm done. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sports Craze. Please subscribe. Please comment your predictions. Please tell everybody to subscribe as well. Everybody you know. Even people you hate. Tell them to subscribe to my channel. It's simple. It's Trent Davis. It's not too hard. Okay? You can do it. I know you can. And the Clemson Notre Dame preview will be in the link below in case you can't find it. So, for Trent Davis, this is the Sports Craze, and I will see y'all next time.